Hi, I'm Thomas.
And I'm Sheena, and we're chasing a plate. Tonight we're in Melaka, Malaysia, and we're about to try a classic Malay dish, a dish that a lot of our subscribers have told us that we must eat when we're in Melaka, and that's ASAM PEDAS. This spicy, tangy stew looks absolutely mouth-watering. We can't wait to get in. Let's eat. The ASAM PEDAS has arrived and it looks delicious, super vibrant and really intense. So we have come to this ASAM PEDAS claypot restaurant. We weren't offered a menu when we sat down, but we sort of knew what we wanted to try. So we've ordered an ASAM PEDAS pari, which is a stingray, and then an ASAM PEDAS tetel, which is like beef, but it's got beef tendon and beef like fat, and I think it might be beef shin tetel, please correct me if I'm wrong. And also to eat the ASAM PEDAS with, we've got white rice, there's some cabbage, there's some, I think maybe sambal belacan, which is like a fermented shrimp chili condiment, and then there's half a salted egg. It looks so good. Down to the nuts and bolts of the dish. So it's basically a sour and spicy stew. The sourness comes from Assam, which is tamarind, and what's in this pot is the protein that you choose, and then there's also some okra, which is otherwise known as ladyfinger, I think, here. And that's pretty much it, and it's just swimming in this beautiful gravy, which is relatively thin. It's not overly thick. I've just got to get in and try this. I'm going to give the white rice, the gravy, and also a piece of the beef a go. I can't believe we've waited so long to eat this. That is so good. It is very light, but it's not creamy at all. It's just a really clear, sour flavor, but it's got a beautiful chili spice, so the pedas means chili hot, and then that meat, and there's a bit of chew because it's the tendon, sort of crunchy, but it's got a lot of flavor. That broth is just really, really zingy, tangy, good spice, like not overly spicy, doesn't knock your socks off, but real good. I'm going to try it with everything. So I've got the meat, the cabbage, a bit of the sambal belacan, put that on there. Oh, I've got tendon stuck in my throat. And then I'm going to grab a bit of this salted egg, which looks a little bit grainy. It's really, looks really good. Just a little bit of that, otherwise it might be way too salty. Oh my gosh, it's like the perfect mouthful. That salted egg is sort of grainy from that yolk, but it has so much flavour and it's so intense. So let's get a little bit at a time because it's really salty. Salted eggs are actually soaked in a brine or salt solution for about 3 weeks and then cooked for a very short amount of time, and they're just delicious. That cabbage just adds a bit of crunch, and that sambal belacan, like more spice. That is so good.
I'm gonna try the stingray or the pari. I'll just grab, these pieces are huge, so I'm just gonna grab the whole piece out of that sauce, which like Sheena said is really, really runny. It's quite interesting how liquidy it was. I was expecting a much thicker sauce, one that would really coat everything, but it's not like that at all. It's like, it looks like spicy brown water. It's that runny. I first tried stingray in KL, grilled stingray, and fell in love with it as a protein. So I'm really looking forward to trying this. It's a really interesting meat. If you show this, Sheena, like, it just peels away from this really interesting bone structure. See, I've had to do nothing to pull that off. That's now all meat that I can break up. On the other side is quite a thick skin, or quite a leathery skin. And then that's all bones, those funny lines, which we have heard from subscribers that you can eat, so I'll give those a go afterwards. I'm going to break up some stingray. I've got to get some of that sauce, get that all over there. There's quite a layer of chili and sort of oil on top, but not in a gross way, just in a good way. I'm actually going to try some of the sauce. Wow, it's so punchy. It's like a 2-minute noodle broth because it's so runny and watery, but it's like a really, really epic 2-minute noodle broth. Better than any 2-minute noodle you're ever gonna find, or cup noodle. It's got so much flavor. It is really spicy, but it's not overtaking. It's actually died away in my mouth really quickly. I'm gonna do just the rice, that sauce, and some stingray to start us off. Oh, that sauce is insane. It's just gone through the rice and given it the most amazing flavor. The stingrays, it's not the softest meat. This one's not as soft as the last stingray I had actually. It's a little bit more chewy. It's got real bite. I think, not that I've had stingray much, but I think that's been slightly overcooked, but not by a long way. It's perfectly edible. Now let's try it. I'll do the salted egg, the cabbage, and the balachan, the chili here, and some rice and some stingray. A bit of everything. I've really got no rice here. Hang on. Right. Oh, perfect. Really salty from the egg. I got really good crunch from the cabbage. That's a totally different type of chili in the balachan. And then you've got that sauce, the okra, sorry, which is a vegetable you often see in Indian cooking, which Sheena spoke about. That flavor really comes through for me, even though I haven't eaten any of it yet. But it is a very strong, distinct flavor, and I'm getting that in the sauce. This is a really awesome meal. It's not like overly dynamic, it doesn't change much, but adding these little side things like this crunch is really just going to bring it all together. I'm just going to try the sauce in this beef one. So it's exactly the same sauce in both. They have a bit of an underlying difference from the different meats being in there. Oh, they're spicy. It just caught my throat then. But like I said before, it dies away. It's pretty cool. This is an awesome meal. I'm looking forward to just diving in, mixing everything up, then breaking up all this cabbage, this egg, and having these really rounded mouthfuls. I really love it on first opinions. It's really good.
I'm really enjoying this meal. We also hear that Asam Pedas is an Indonesian dish. It's a dish of the Minangkabau people who live in West Sumatra. I'm loving trying another Malay dish. If you have any other ideas, suggestions, advice for other Malay food that we should try whilst we're here in Malaysia, we're here for another 3 months at least. So let us know in the comments below, and whilst you're down there, we would love you to subscribe.
I'm gonna have to try these bones that we've been told you can eat. I've just ripped off a whole lot from that big piece that I showed you before. I've broken some down, so it is just a little bit. Let's try it with some rice and some sauce. Now, you can eat the bones. It actually just disappeared. It was like almost like a carrot, not in taste but in texture. Just broke up and disappeared. It doesn't really have any taste, but yeah, stingray bones are good. I think there's some bits you can't eat. There's a big bone on the end here. There's no way you'll be able to eat that. But all those little long ones that are in the middle, totally edible. That's pretty good. This is an awesome meal. It's very local, which I love. There's no tourists here at all. You're sitting outside. It's a really fun way to dine and something totally different. Great meal.
That was sangat sedap. Like, super delicious.
Super delicious. But we feel like we need something sweet. And it just so happens that the
Jonker Street.
Jonker Street. No, what's the name for night market?
Pasar malam.
Pasar malam. So Pasar malam is a night market. It just so happens that tonight is the night market. It runs Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So we're going to head over to Jonker Street, which is like the main sort of tourist strip in town. Find the market and find some sweets. Let's go. The market is raging. It's so busy. There's so many people around, heaps of stalls, but not many food stalls. It's mainly like stuff, fidget spinners, phone covers, fake tattoos, things like that. Nothing in the food line, but we have seen some good looking sweets, and we're honing in on something just over here. So let's go do some shopping. We've found some sweets. We've left the busyness of the market to give these a try. These are really interesting.
They are dodol. So dodol is like a soft toffee that's made out of coconut milk, rice flour, and also jaggery, which is a type of sugar. And we got the packet which had all three flavors, so gula melaka, durian, and pandan. You can actually buy them in a block. Sorry about the noise, this crazy lit up neon bike has just gone past.
Look at that. Unreal. Doesn't really add to the UNESCO World Heritage feel of the place, which is more like what's behind us, beautiful buildings. But you know, it's all part of the atmosphere.
Anyway, back to the dodol.
We've had this once before, but we just had the gula melaka, the plain version, and we've never filmed it. So we wanted to try the flavors. I've got the durian one here.
And I have the pandan.
Doesn't really smell like durian at all. It's got a faint durian smell, but it smells more sugary than anything.
This smells
Ooh, that smells
like
a lot like
pandan.
pandan.
If you've watched our videos before, you'll know that I am obsessed with pandan. It is a leaf and it is used to flavour a lot of the desserts here in Southeast Asia, and it's a must eat.
Look how gooey it is.
It's
stuck to my fingers.
Sticky.
Oh, yum. It may not have the scent, but it's really got the taste of durian. That's really good. I'm gonna have it all. It's really nice.
It's like a creamy toffee. Soft, sticky.
Actually kind of has, sorry, it's very sticky. It kind of has the texture of a real creamy durian. So with this flavour, it works really well. Really well.
The pandan is really good too.
Yum. I think we'll easily work our way through that entire bag of treats. It's even stuck to my lips. They're sticking together. That's crazy, it's like glue.
It's so cool to be able to try these new things. We're going to be filming a lot of food videos in Melaka. We're going to be eating up a storm. So make sure you check out the playlist, which we'll link down below. We hope we inspired you to eat and explore like a traveller, not a tourist. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And we'll see you next time. Jumpa lagi!
Jumpa lagi!